When thinking about communism, what comes to mind? If living in the United States, the first thought is probably provoked by the prominent Red Scare during the Soviet era. Duck and cover drills, McCarthyism, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the arms race, or ruthless dictatorship. All of it sounds very scary in the eyes of the American who lived through the Cold War. Now try to think how it is possible that in a major city in the US, there is a dedication to communism, specifically to the founder of the Soviet Union. I became extremely curious and wanted to see it for myself.
For this journey, I'm hopping on the flight to Seattle, meeting up with my friend, and we're going to explore a bit of the city. So stay tuned and поехали! Since we're going to visit the founder of Soviet Union in United States, it's kind of a taboo subject to talk about here, especially 90% of the people don't even know that it exists in this country. The flight is completely full from the front to the back. I guess nobody likes the warm weather here. Also, we have a female pilot, which I think never experienced.
Are you from Seattle?
I know,
Have you been there?
No, this is
The doors are open and automatically inflate.
First time. And we're going to find Lenin. Do you know who that is?
Find Lenin?
Do you know that there's a statue, big statue?
Ah, okay, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
After a comfortable 3-hour flight with some snack and chatting, we landed in Seattle with this wonderful female pilot.
Our goal at the moment is to get out from this airport and get on some type of a metro that takes you to the heart of the city. Here you go, got a ticket for $3 to go into the city center.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I saw you before.
Do you know there's a statue of Lenin here?
No.
No? There is.
Really?
Yeah, that's my video.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
We're about 2 miles away from the city center where we're staying at tonight, but I wanted to show you a very special place. You're probably wondering why I came to this Chinese joint, but the interesting part is that all the restaurant uses the wagons, and one of the wagons actually used to be used by the FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt himself, during his visits around the States. And I believe it's this particular carriage.
Franklin Roosevelt is arguably the best president in US history, so I was curious about this carriage being here. I went inside to find out more.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm just making an amateur video about Seattle.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So sorry. No, we love Seattle. Stop it.
Actually, do you guys know there's a statue of Lenin in your city?
A what? Statue of what?
A Lenin.
What's that?
It's like it's a Soviet leader.
Oh.
Do you know this guy?
No.
No?
Well, we're
I
not
flew-
from Russia. Sorry.
Huh? You
We're
have
from
it.
Washington.
You have it here
Where?
Ballard.
in Fremont.
Oh, okay.
It's in Fremont.
Okay,
It's
well
in
then go to
Fremont.
Fremont.
After chatting with the lovely ladies from Seattle, the restaurant manager was kind enough to open the main attraction for me.
And this is the FDR carriage. This is the one that Franklin D. Roosevelt used for his adventures around United States. Check this out. Over there is the balcony that we saw from the outside. And this is exactly how he stood.
In the photo you can see Roosevelt standing. However, if you know that he was actually paralyzed from the waist down and managed to hide it from the public. The only disabled president in the US history.
And then we go here, you got some memorabilia from him, his portraits. And this is the whole room.
That turned into a banquet room, but I wanted to find out how this carriage ended up here, so I asked the bar lady.
Like almost 100 years ago, when this was all train cars, all railroads. There was some abandoned train cars, and the union workers, they would go sit and have their lunch.
Yeah.
And then eventually it became a deli, and then it turned into Andy's Diner, and they started accumulating all these left train cars. And then the guy Andy, he stitched these all together.
So they were not really aware that that was the presidential.
It wasn't. Everything else was here. They added that because of the area, and you know they bought it from the railroad.
Okay, wow.
For super cheap.
So it's like a maze of carriages, of wagons. This is the coolest restaurant that I've ever been to. Another carriage that is in perfect condition. And now we're gonna have some Chinese food. Kung Pao chicken, egg roll, fried rice, and beer. Well, this is exactly the place where FDR was standing when visiting different states. At this point it's 3:30, it's drizzling, I still have 30 minutes to go to the hotel. And the sunset is at 4:30, so we won't have any time filming today the places that we wanted to. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow. Good morning, comrades, from the windy city of Seattle. And today I'm joined by a Lebanese mobster, a longtime friend, all the way from high school. What's up? Introduce yourself, bro.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Mr. Ibrahim. Well, he's gonna be my companion on the Soviet hunt. I don't know, are you interested in Soviet things, bro?
Absolutely not. I don't know what I got myself into. I already read it. My freezing.
Are you
I'm
interested?
gonna get sick for the next
Bro,
month.
aren't you the guy who likes World War II stuff? Anyways, check out this life of Seattle. There you go. Is this guy alive, bro? Bro. A pretty decent metro station. Pretty clean and well taken care of. What do you think?
I think it gives me Stalingrad vibes.
That's quite a bizarre metro station. It looks like the typical street, very wide. Never seen such a thing before. Is that a tram or a metro? Metro? Do you know that there's Lenin here? Statue of Lenin in Seattle?
No, I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Looks full of homeless. That was the biggest ripoff. $2.25 to ride one
stop?
One stop. Wow.
Can you use this ticket for the other stops?
I think we will do that.
Yeah.
You're smart. Good thing I brought you with.
Here to save you some money, buddy.
In Seattle, you can find lots of social movement symbolism, which is rare to encounter in US. Next, we visited a very special park.
Welcome to the Tashkent Park. The reason for that name is because Seattle and Tashkent was the first Soviet-US sister cities. They've actually done 49 different projects between each other. And one of them is this one, which was a gift in 1988, done by an Uzbek artist. The name is The Bird of Happiness. I know there's a Seattle Park in Tashkent. It has a different type of tiles there that was donated by the school children of Seattle. Do you know this is a gift from Uzbekistan?
I know.
Yeah?
I was there.
You were there? Where?
Uzbekistan in 1988.
You were there in 1988?
I helped build the Peace Park there.
Really? That's the Seattle Park over there with the tiles on the floor.
Yes.
With the children that
Yes.
crafted it.
That's some of the tiles left over from that.
It's here.
Yes. Anyway, it was all built very quickly.
Yeah.
In one summer, I was there for 2 weeks, and
Part of that project. We're headed to find Lenin.
I was living here when they first
Yeah.
bought it, and there were
1993,
many people who
right?
said, no, you can't have that Lenin. No. And I said, it's a great statue.
It's cool. It's cool.
And it survived,
Yeah.
and now it's still there.
It's
It's,
not.
a tribute to art.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
a great statue.
The same tiles that were donated to Tashkent are here. Look at this. These were made by the children. They even wrote Mir. That means peace. Look at this. Hope. What an interaction we just had with a man who actually was responsible for building the park in Tashkent.
I found a photograph from 1998 of the volunteers that built that park. Probably the man that I met is on it.
Let's see what else we can find in this beautiful city of Seattle. Nomads, I want to show you something very unique here in Seattle. The Gas Works Park, a former gasification plant that operated from 1906 to 1956. And in 1975, they decided to keep it and create a park out of it. Very unique idea and very obscure at the same time.
At this point, we headed to our final stop and stumbled upon this.
Here we go. Can you imagine? In the middle of Seattle, you have the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? Oh my God. How did they bring this here?
This piece of Berlin Wall arrived in Fremont in 2001 to commemorate the role of Seattle and Boeing in the Berlin Airlift 1948.
Seattle is one quirky and random city. I didn't imagine finding a piece of Berlin Wall here, that's for sure. This is it, guys. We've reached it. Welcome. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin.
This one-of-a-kind statue of Lenin was erected in 1988 in Propa, Czechoslovakia. After the collapse of Soviet Union, it was removed and placed in a scrapyard, and that's where an eccentric man by the name of Louis Carpenter enters the story.
He was living in Slovakia teaching English, and this guy passed the scrapyard one day and he saw the statue laying on the ground, and inside of it, a homeless sleeping. And that's when the idea came to his mind to bring the statue to Seattle. During that time, he wanted to position it next to his Slovak restaurant. He filed documents with the local council to buy it out.
Carpenter offered $12,000 and the city agreed. The 16-foot, 7-ton statue made out of bronze was cut into 3 pieces and shipped to Rotterdam, then to Seattle. A total cost of $120,000 in today's money. Carpenter financed the sale and shipment by mortgaging his house.
You have to be a pretty crazy dude in order to buy such a statue and bring it all the way to America and then have everybody going against you, the whole city.
The statue arrived in Washington in 1993 and stayed at the family house. Unfortunately, Carpenter died in a car accident in February 1994 and never got the chance to display it himself.
However, the Fremont founder took it and put it into their trust and put it up for sale, and currently it costs $250,000.
At the moment, Lenin is standing on the private property, which is why the capitalists cannot get rid of him. Demonstrations, celebrations, and debates have become part of the Lenin Corner in Seattle.
This is the end of a great episode to the great revolutionary. Well, thanks for coming on this massive journey with me. Leave your comments, put a like and subscribe. Until next episode.